Good evening, fellow colleagues, and welcome to another edition of Virginia's Vital Vodcast. I am recording tonight from our favorite facility, Hills Elementary. In this particular segment, we will be discussing your favorite topic, the integration and their importance of integrating Web 2.0 tools within our brick-and-mortar setting. First, let's start by discussing what is Web 2.0. According to Dr. Tucker, Web 2.0 is defined as the social use of the web which allows individuals to collaborate, encouraging them to become active participants and/or producers in knowledge creation and to share information online. Tucker stated that at the center of Web 2.0 technologies lies a culture of continual interaction, communication, and sharing of content. Gwen Solomon and Lynn Schrum talk about how Web 2.0 is more than just using the internet to browse for research. Web 2.0 tools are PowerPoint presentations, Blackboard forums, podcasts, vodcasts, wikis, blogs, and many other ideas. Let's face it, our students are wired 24/7. Rather than fight them to take time out of our day to deal with cell phone issues, let's not make them an issue. Instead, we need to utilize them within the classroom setting. According to Gwen Solomon and Lynn Schrum, the young people are very aware of the new tools that are at their disposal, and many of them spend hours online using these tools. Because these new technologies and new capabilities engage and motivate students, we can use them to educate and enhance our students' learning and performance. Why use Web 2.0? Many of you have said to yourself, well, they are always wired, so why do I have to incorporate more technology into my classroom setting and keep them wired all the time? Just because our students are wired does not mean that they are using the technology in an educational manner. We need to teach these students to use these tools in a way that they can be used in the 21st century job setting. According to Dr. Tucker, teachers can create a 21st century context for learning by taking students out into the world and also by bringing the world into the classroom and creating opportunities for students to collaborate interactively with each other. Thanks to Web 2.0, these collaborations do not have to be in the face-to-face setting. Instead, they can be on a forum setting or through such things as Skype. Gwen and Lynn state that education is changing. Students around the world are outperforming American students on assessments that measure 21st century skills. Partnership for 21st century learners has 6 areas that need to be incorporated in order to produce 21st century workers. Emphasis on core subjects, emphasis on learning skills, use 21st century tools to develop learning skills, teach and learn in the 21st century context, teach and learn 21st century content, and use 21st century assessments that measure 21st century skills. Be honest, you said yes to the first 2 that you implement and do these, but when it comes to the 21st century concepts, we all fall short. We need to bridge the gap between how students live and how they learn, and this is done through the incorporation and implementation of Web 2.0 tools. Now, you're asking, how do I incorporate these 21st century skills? So how are we going to get our students into these 21st century job settings? By first making sure that we, the teachers, are in the 21st century mind setting. We need to transform our ways of thinking and teaching. Rather than students write out their projects, have them develop and turn them into a PowerPoint presentation and present them to the class. In the lower grades, this may be harder. However, I have found that to use the iPad for videoing is a great forum for the students to use to present their findings to the class. They are able to collaborate and work with their peers, which Gwen Solomon and Lynn Schrum and Dr. Tucker all agree are vital 21st century skills. Welcome the devices into the classroom. There are great programs and apps that the students will not only love, but also learn from. Many of these are free. For example, one of these would be Third Grade Frenzy. The students are able to play other students from all over the world, thus making them globally aware of the competition around them and to see how they measure up to their opponents. Problem-based learning activities are also wonderful for students. They are presented a question and the teacher gives the groups the necessary resources to answer the question. Again, these collaboration and problem-solving skills are vital for this new 21st century job setting. I feel that Dr. Tucker makes a valid point that the brick-and-mortar classroom needs to change to a learning ecosystem. The term learning ecosystem is a term that conveys new views with regards to the educational environment in the digital age. The role of the learning ecosystem is to unite participants through cooperation, sharing, reflection, publishing, development, and learning, and through resources and participants in a wide educational environment. Through the concept of learning ecosystems, we can find the idea that development of Web 2.0 allows people to benefit through interaction with each other. Everyone pursues their own goals within an organized sphere of a particular branch of knowledge. Learning competence is formed during this course of this process. You can do it! According to Dr. Tucker, there is still a need for the 3 R's, but we need to incorporate Web 2.0 tools and 21st century skills in order for our students to succeed in society today. As teachers, we need to educate ourselves on these skills and become more comfortable in using Web 2.0 tools. The more comfortable we become, the more apt we are to use them within our classroom setting, and thus the better outcome for our students' educational and lifelong careers will be. Tune in next week for our discussion on wikis and blogs within the classroom setting and how to manage this type of forum. Thanks for tuning in and turning on. This is your colleague, Virginia Pavelchuk, signing off.